So what's the mood in the electorate, John? Are Victorians relieved that all these lockdowns are over and just want to put it in the past, or are they sitting on their porches with baseball bats, as the saying goes?
Well, I wish it was the latter, Fred, and as you and I have spoken about over these last 2 years, and as you know very well because you've been very brave speaking up for Australia's freedoms, and you've been very brave speaking up against the tyrannical overreach of federal and state governments. Sadly, it seems the Andrews government will be re-elected. That's what the polls are saying. That's what the surveys are indicating. It's been a very interesting phenomenon here in Victoria whereby so many Victorians want to put what has happened behind them. One of the things that shocked me was that when Zoe was arrested and handcuffed, as you said, in her living room in front of her children, when she said she would take down the Facebook post, there was absolutely no reason for her to be treated like this. Sadly, the overwhelming reaction to Victorians was she deserved it. She got what was coming to her. Victorians have been humiliated, they have been threatened, they have been intimidated by a government ruling by fear, and no one spoke up for Zoe. As you said kindly, Fred, the Institute of Public Affairs was able to support her. Our friends at Liberty Works set up a funding page to pay for her legal fees. The Victorian opposition didn't speak up. Scott Morrison was silent. The media was silent. Too many people have been complicit and have collaborated with what I would argue is the most significant public policy failure in peacetime since 1901 in Australia's history.
I couldn't agree more. The disruption it caused to Australian society and the economy is unprecedented. The next phase of this, John, as you know, is, as Anthony Albanese has said, will be a royal commission. Do you think it'll find anything?
No, I'm one of these people who's completely sceptical about a royal commission. We had an ombudsman's report here in Victoria that studied, again, one of the great scandals. Well, there have been so many scandals in Victoria and Australia over these last 2 years, of the lockdown of some public housing units and tenants in Melbourne. They were locked down with no notice, with no warning. The Ombudsman put out a scathing report. It was basically ignored. There have been a number of inquiries. They've been ignored. They've been whitewashes. There's no indication that any judge that would be appointed, or judges, would have the moral fortitude, the bravery to ask the hard questions, ranging all the way from what was Scott Morrison doing, secretly giving himself these powers and swearing himself into these portfolios, all the way to Dan Andrews changing rules willy-nilly, locking us down, to what happened as Australia's borders were shut. It would need a remarkable set of brave individuals to speak the truth. The truth is coming out in the UK. The truth is coming out in Britain, in the US. For me, it was fascinating that Rishi Sunak, who, as we now know, was defeated for the Tory leadership, thought it was worthwhile to say he spoke out against the lockdown. So I am one of these people who's completely sceptical that any royal commission will come anywhere to uncovering the truth. The truth and an honest reckoning, I think, Fred, is still years away.